Alright, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day. In this video, we're going to be, first of all, going over my team for week 4 of the BBDL against Dashing Sceptile, and then we're going right into the live comm of the battle. So yeah, that's about it. Looking at his team in the top right, we see Mega Gardevoir, Heatran, Crocodile, Terrakion, Crobat, Milotic, Serena, Haxorus, Licky Licky, Carkle, and Electabuzz. Our team's on the left. So yeah, pretty threatening team. Honestly, my biggest fear in this game is just getting stopped by Milotic. We're obviously not bringing Pikachu this week, so our only Pokemon that has super effective stab against it is going to be that Kartana, and Milotic is just a huge threat. I mean, it came in all of my mocks, and in only one game it wasn't Flame Orb, it was leftovers, and in that game we won like 5-0. Of course, mocks don't really, ultimately matter in the long run. I mean, they're just nice practice, but definitely if he brings a Flame Orb Milotic, that can be certainly a problem for us. But he's got other threats too. Terrakion can be a problem. Haxorus definitely, like whether it's setup or just scarfed or banded, is an issue. I love Serena. I think it's awesome. Rapid Spin Sweeper could be really threatening. Although we do have a Klefki, so I don't expect that kind of set to come if he does bring it. I do expect either Crocodile or Licky Licky or both. Spectre is such a problem for his team. Well, it's a problem for every team if you don't bring a dark type or a normal type. He has a decent, he has a good normal type to stop Spectre in Licky Licky, and he also has a really good dark type in Crocodile. So, although Crocodile can get burned, and that would definitely cripple it. So, a Licky Licky is definitely likely here, I think. Just for that Pokemon, it also deals with, Nidoking a little bit better. Nice for Greninja as well. But yeah, really, I mean, Heatran can also be a problem for my Cortana. Crobat's a fast, annoying Pokemon. Gardevoir is a nice wall breaker. So yeah, all around, a bunch of things we gotta look out for. So the first Pokemon I came up with, just threw it together, is a substitute Toxic Surf Ice Beam Ash Greninja. With enough speed for like a Terrakion, speed creeping a Galarian Zapdos, so he'll go 330 speed, so I'm at 331. If Crobat decides it doesn't want to speed creep Greninja, and then it doesn't also want to speed creep Kartana, I can outspeed that, I guess. But I mean, I wouldn't be able to outspeed Crobat even if I ran max speed. So I mean, maybe it's just I'd rather have the modest nature plus the extra HP to be able to be a little bulkier, I guess. So yeah, basically, I'm hoping if I can get a poison off on the Milotic before its Flame Orb activates, or if he's not Flame Orb at all, that would be really helpful. I can get the Toxic off. Same with Licky Licky. Now I know Licky Licky can Heal Bell, but if it doesn't bring that, we're in a good spot. And yeah, I just felt like Surf and Ice Beam were the two best moves I could run with that. So I know that if I Toxic the Milotic and then substitute, or vice versa, he doesn't like break my sub with anything immediately, so that's really good. And yeah, once it becomes Ash Greninja, I'm a big threat to his team. Oops. Next up is the Galarian Zapdos Choice Band. Is it okay? Choice Banded Galarian Zapdos. I just feel like, I don't know, Choice Scarf is getting a little too. I think I brought it last week and the week before. It's getting a little too repetitive. I want to change it up a little bit. And I can bluff the Scarf. It won't be easy because if my opponent is damage calcing, they'll definitely see that, if I go for like a U-turn and it does a lot more to something than a Choice Scarf Zapdos would do, then he would know that it's Choice Banded. But until that happens, or if he just doesn't calc and thinks I'm Choice Scarf the whole game, we can definitely bluff the Scarf. So I'm max speed just because if he runs max speed Gardevoir, we can at least speed tie it. No reason to not run max speed, I guess, in this situation. And yeah, I think that's it. Just trying to wall break. It's nice for the Licky Licky. I can really punch holes through his team. There's nothing that really wants to switch into this. If the Crobat wants to come in predicting a close combat, and I click Brave Bird, I could probably just OHKO it or come really close. So yeah, that's the Galarian Zapdos for you. Next up is the Kartana with the Choice Scarf, max speed pretty much. So I'm 248, which will outspeed a Terrakion if he wants to run Scarf as well. Leaf Blade, Smart Strike, Sacred Sword, Knockoff. Again, I kind of need this for my Lodic, but I also want it to be Scarfed so that I can pretty much outspeed his entire team. If Haxorus is Scarfed, or if it gets up to +1 speed, whether that be via Scale Shot or Dragon Dance, we can still outspeed that and hit it with a big Smart Strike. Same for like a Rapid Spin Serena. If it gets up to +1, we can hit it. We'll be able to outspeed it still. Same with Scarf Crook, Scarf Terrakion. We'll outspeed Crobat because Scarf Crobat is like not a thing. Hell, even like Scarfed Heatran is possible, and if he just wants to throw off eruptions, right? We outspeed that. So my last move is Knockoff, just because it's a decent middle ground. If I'm predicting a switch and I don't know if it's going to be a Crobat or a Heatran, for example, I can just click Knockoff. So we definitely have to watch out for the Flame Body on the Heatran though, because that could, if this Pokemon gets burned and Milotic's still around, we're in a world of hurt. So yeah. Next up is the Nidoking Life Orb Modest. I have a little bit of speed, so I can outspeed like a defensive Crocodile if it comes to that. And just the rest in HP, and then 4 in attack, and we are Rash Nature. So I do have the Focus Punch there. The Focus Punch is, strictly for the Licky. It's potentially nice for Crocodile, maybe late game when he knows I don't have Ice Beam. Because I'm bringing Thunderbolt, so I can hit my Lodic and Crobat super effectively, no Ice Beam. So if I really think he's gonna switch that in, I can Focus Punch. But it's mainly there for the Licky, because Spadef Licky otherwise just shuts me down. Yeah, and it probably will be Spadef looking at my team composition. Yep, that's the Nidoking, just trying to punch holes through things. It's got very limited switch-ins. It's my kill leader right now, actually. It's got 7 kills, so yeah, pretty crazy. Next up is Klefki. Dazzling Gleam, Magnet Rise, Defog, and Thunder Wave. Fizz Def, I think it just deals well one-on-one against a lot of his team. It's definitely really good for Serena. I can Magnet Rise against a Haxorus that tries to Earthquake me. I can do the same against Crocodile, Terrakion as well. And then I can just spread hazards against, like a Crobat or a Gardevoir or something like that. We can deal with those accordingly. So yeah, I think that's it pretty much with this Klefki. I can also defog if he doesn't have a lot of hazards on this team. I guess if you want to count Carkol, he's got 4. I'm not gonna count Carkol because it's a fucking Carkol. So Terrakion, Heatran, and Crocodile are just 3 rockers. So yeah, having defog there is nice. And yeah, that's about it. Now obviously I don't want to switch into Crocodile. I don't want to switch into Terrakion and take a potential Earthquake. But if I'm in against them already, if it's like just a 1v1, I get the priority Magnet Rise off, and I'm in a better spot. So that's the Klefki. Next up, last but not least, I should say, Snorlax, Fizz Def. Mainly just here for the Gardevoir, because that's like his really only powerful special attacker. We have Thick Fat over immunity, just because I feel like having that fire resistance is going to be really good in case Heatran does run offensive. Because like I said, those are like the only 2 real special attackers outside of potential like nasty pot Crobat, but I don't anticipate that, to be honest. And big yawn. I had to get a 1 yawn in, at least 1 yawn per video. It's required, actually. Fizz Def, because I already have a lot of Spadef just naturally, so this allows me to take Psyshocks a little bit better from the Gardevoir. And we are Subtoxic as well. Same kind of concept with the Greninja, is that we want to substitute as something comes in. They can't break it on the first hit. Mainly Licky and Milotic, and then we can just Toxic them. I can also Earthquake Heatran. I can Body Slam, try to get paralyzes on things. So yeah, that is the team. I'd say going into this battle, maybe 50% confident. Because he's got a lot of threats, and I do too, but you know, after last week, we definitely want a sort of bounce back week, I guess. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to cut to the battle right now, and yeah, I'll see you there. Alright, here we are in the battle, and immediately I see no Milotic, which is just insanity. I cannot believe that this is happening. Wow, okay. I think it literally came to every single mock, and it was a huge issue for my team, and it's just not here. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a relief, but at the same time, I wish I brought a different Greninja, because that Greninja was specifically for Milotic. It's also decent for Licky Licky, but Licky Licky can break a sub anyway, and if he has Heal Bell, it's you know, just as bad. So, he definitely prepped for Spectrier here. So, glad I didn't bring that Pokemon here. So what does he lead with? I can see Crobat, Crook, or Gardevoir. I think any three of those are likely. Well, you know, possible, I think. And I think Klefki is just good against all three, to be honest. So I kind of do want to lead Klefki. It's not the your typical lead, but I think it can be pretty good here. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and try this. He does lead Crobat. I expect an immediate switch. I don't think he wants to get paralyzed. Bat Rastard. I mean, he could U-turn. I don't know. I don't think that's in his best interest. I think if Crook comes in, predicting the T-Wave, that's good for us. I'm gonna click Dazzling Gleam. He goes into Serena. That's okay. Now I don't know if Queenly Majesty would have stopped that, because it wouldn't have technically been a priority move since I didn't go first. I don't know. Anyway, I don't really know what this thing wants to do to me, to be honest. Like, I don't really think it can do much. I mean, he might knock off or something. Like, if he high jump kicks, I obviously don't want to switch in the Paper Cut. Azteca is risky, even though I don't think he'll triple axle. If he knocks off, that's not that good. So I'm just gonna click Dazzling Gleam again. He subs. Okay. Well, I'm glad I break a sub. That's good for me. That's interesting. Substitute. So what is he trying to do with this? I'll click it again. He might bring in Licky Licky, which is fine. So if Licky Licky's like a Wish, Protect, Heal Bell knockoff set, that could be annoying for sure. I don't want to bring in this and get potentially like poison, or, well, I don't know. What is he going to click here? Probably knockoff. Like, I think knockoff's the most likely schmoove for him here. No Terrakion or Heatran or Milotic, and then his other two, Carkol and Electabuzz. So it's very interesting to not see those three, to be honest. I don't know what I want to do here. A knockoff is very likely. I just don't really want anything to get knocked off, to be honest with you. I just want to see what he does. Yeah, I'm just gonna click this. I don't want to Thunder Wave him in case he doesn't have Heal Bell, and then I kind of waste the opportunity to poison him later. But I mean, I don't know what he does to me. He just Thunderbolts. Okay. So how much did that do? Let's calc that real quick. First of all, Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be very bulky on the Serena. Licky Licky. I did 14. Yeah, so he's definitely Spit F. And he clicked Thunderbolt, which is very fun. Thunderbolt did 21. 21? Yeah, that seems seems like it makes sense. So that's a move we have to keep in mind, I guess. I don't know. I think Puddles is pretty safe, to be honest. Again, he could Toxic, he could knock off. This thing gets such a plethora of moves. He Shadow Balls. Okay, wow, this is a very This is a very interesting licky here. I kind of just want to click substitute. But also toxic is pretty free. I'm just gonna toxic. I mean, does he really bring in Crobat here? I don't know. He might, but no, he brings in Haxorus. Can we get a toxic off on this? Can we connect? We do. Is he Lum? He's not Lum. Okay, this is good for us. For show. Now, I don't want to bring in Klefki as he clicks Earthquake, because that would probably kill me, and I don't, you know, I don't like that. To a Snorlax. I mean, he could also have close combat, and that would probably actually doesn't like kill me. I mean, it might do a lot, but it won't like kill me. Unless he's like banded. That would not be fun. Of course, you could Swords Dance, but I don't. Or you could Dragon Dance, but I don't really care if he does that. Outrage does a lot. What about just a Dragon Claw? I'm just gonna Body Slam. He does click close combat. Does a huge amount, and we don't see a Life Orb, so I think he's Choice Banded. Well, okay, I know he's Choice Banded. That did way too much to not be Choice Banded. Do I just let this die then? I think I do. I don't think I do anything to his team at this point. So, I mean, maybe I can toxic the licky later, but he actually does switch. Can we get a Paralyzer? Oh my god, we get it. Okay, that's huge. I'm gonna switch into House Call here. That is absolutely huge for us. He taunts me. Okay, so he's got the taunt. I'm gonna Dazzling Gleam just for some damage on something. He could easily switch into licky. He might just U-turn. He'll get that slow U-turn off, which is why I'm considering. I don't want to double switch. Predicting his licky because if he. Okay, never mind. He doesn't U-turn. So this thing comes back out. I'm tempted to bring in Puddles because I don't really know how much like a Thunderbolt will do to me, to be honest. But Azteca is definitely tempting because I don't know. I mean, he could also Wish, and I don't want him to get something in for free here. I'm just trying to be as cautious as I can. Yeah, Thunderbolt does nothing to Puddles. So I'm just gonna switch it in here. Well, I mean, it does 11, so you know, if I get a Toxic off here, that would be beautiful. But if he brings in Haxorus, we're not in a good spot here. I mean, we're kind of in the same spot we were with the Snorlax before, which wasn't terrible. I mean, we're just sacking it anyway. I shouldn't even have this Pokemon. He definitely doesn't want to get Toxic, though. He definitely doesn't want to get Toxic. So that Shadow Ball is like exclusively there for Spectrier. And I guess Uxie, if you want to count that. I do kind of... No, I'll click Toxic. I think it's... Okay, so he brings in this. So we're just spreading a lot of... oh, you know, he might have Aromatherapy on this. Substitute? Well, if he has Sub and Aromatherapy, that's a little suspect. That would be interesting. But it would also be devastating if he does get that off. Because that would remove the Toxic on Haxorus, the Para on Crobat, and the Poison on this. And bringing in Klefki doesn't really help me out in that situation. But would he really have Substitute and Aromatherapy? Body Slam doesn't even kill him, so I don't think it really needs... Okay, Power Whip comes off. 28%. I think he's comfortable just letting that happen. Now I don't want to double into Kartana. I think I could bring in Zapdos here, because if he brings in Licky, we punish that. And if he stays in and clicks, he's not triple axling here. If anything, he'll click High Jump Kick, which is why I don't want to bring in Kartana. But he's not triple axling. I hope. If he knocks off, that would be annoying too. But Yeah. Let's make this switch. He does power whip. That is fine. Oh! The Likey Berry. Well, you don't have a speed boost, so I outspeed you. Okay, 1 kill down, or 1 mon down, I guess. Honestly, I'm just going to bring in Klefki, I think. Get some leftovers recovery. This Pokemon's really tough for him to deal with. Like one-on-one against everything. Because I have the Magnet Rise. And Haxorus is whittled. Let's see here. What does he bring in? That Para on Crobat is really helpful. Alright. Still thinking about what that Licky could be. Okay, so he does bring in I was thinking about this. If he brings in Haxorus, does it kill me with a Choice Banded? So could he have been, hold on, let me calc this first. Adamant. Let's see how much it did. It did 89. It could be Adamant. Let's see what Klefki takes from this. Okay, I don't die to it. The thing is, if he Earthquakes, I mean, obviously Zapdos resists that, but I mean, if dude, he's banded, he definitely has Earthquake. There's no way he doesn't, right? I'm gonna Magnet Rise. Okay, perfect. And now he kind of has to switch, because I know he's locked into that. I think Licky comes in. Okay, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. I'm going to U-turn. He's gonna protect. That's fine. He doesn't know I'm choiced. Okay, well, stays in there. I'm predicting a Thunderbolt, probably. I'll bring in Sea Smoke. I don't really know what this thing can... Okay, he does go for Wish there. I believe Earth Power is my safest bet here. Or Sludge Wave. Yeah, I can Sludge Wave here. Just so that Gardevoir can't come in. If Crook comes in, that's kind of a problem. Yeah. And I guess I could have Focus Punched, but, you know, it is what it is. Can't really hit this thing. I kind of want to just sack Puddles. Seems like the play here. Yeah, I don't really want to risk a knockoff or an Earthquake on anything here. He does knock. He gets the boost. I can bring in Paper Cut. I outspeed this. I mean, Aztec is also very free. I outspeed you unless you're Scarfed, but are you really staying in if you're Scarfed? And I would love to Brave Bird here, but in case he stays in... Yeah, I think I U-turn, because if he brings in Crobat, I can bring in Greninja. And then Toxic on the Licky switch. I mean, it kind of covers all my bases, because if he does stay in for some reason, and he's Scarfed, he won't kill me, I don't think, even at +1. But if I Brave Bird, I'll probably die to the recoil. And I won't even kill this. Okay, Crobat does make the switch in. I think I go into Lawrence, I think. Why'd you bring in Sea Smoke? And then I can Focus Punch the Licky switch in. I think that's the play here. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna Focus Punch and pray that he switches into Licky. I think that's the play. We know he spit F. That's definitely his switch in. He's probably calculating if he can take 2, but with the Protect, he definitely can. And he can't hit me back with much. Or he just brings in... Well, the Crook is... Okay, perfect. That's exactly what the prep's there for. We don't kill him, but we do a lot. And, I mean, he's basically dead here. I don't think he switches. But, you know, he can, I suppose. I'm definitely glad I brought Focus Punch, obviously. He's going to protect, which is fine. I'm pretty sure I outspeed the Crobat. 394? Yeah. Does Thunderbolt kill this? I keep typing it in when I don't have to. I'm such a goober. Yeah, Thunderbolt kills it easily. So we'll click Thunderbolt. Ooh! That's rough. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Oh, he got Sheer Force. That's not good. Do I even have use for this Pokemon? Like at this point? I mean, doesn't it die to everything? And Licky Licky is so low at this point. It's like, it's not even a problem. If I was Choice Scarf Zapdos, we'd be in a much better spot. I just close combat everything. Well, except for Gardevoir, obviously. Yeah, I'm just gonna Sludge Wave. He subs. That's fine. Yeah, I don't want to let this thing Calm Mind all over me. So, it's not worth bringing in Kartana. We threw last week because we were trying to be too fancy. It's not worth him predicting and Mystical Firing as I bring in Kartana. So, I'll bring in Paper Cut now, and I believe Leaf Blade is the play. I don't think you live a Leaf Blade, Miss Gardevoir. You're at 76. Yeah, you don't live this. Even if you're max HP. So I will click Leaf Blade. I think that's the game. I don't think he can. Yeah, because I just have Beast Boost. So, and I'm max speed. Nothing outspeeds me. So Intimidate can't really help him out here. And Kartana should clean here. So, yeah. Pretty exciting stuff. Oh, never mind. Well, that still counts. Doesn't matter. I forgot about first impression. Oh, the neck crack. Alright. Oh, I forgot he wasn't Intimidate. GG's. Very fun one there. Very surprised about what he brought, mainly. No Milotic was a relief. No Heatran was a relief. And no Terrakion was a relief. I mean, all three of those Pokemon could have been very dangerous, but none of them made an appearance. So we are going to get the 4-0W. Kartana cleaning late game with 4 kills. Nidoking also gets a kill, as well as Zapdos taking out the Serena. So that's going to be it. We improved to 3-1. Good bounce back week for us. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next battle.